Hi, my name is Virginia Crow, and the purpose of this video is just to kind of go over the types of classes that I teach, what I offer, all of them in a list so that you can decide if this is a class that you want to take. So I am going to be discussing all of the classes that I teach. I know it might not pertain to the one you're actually looking at, but I just wanted to give a breakdown of all of the classes that I teach and what materials you would need to take the courses so that you can that'll help you make a more educated decision on whether or not this is the course for you. So the first class that I offer is alcohol ink flowers. So the name of it is how to create silky smooth petals using an airbrush and alcohol ink. So just as it says, I have learned a way, or I discovered a way to teach a very, very soft edged flower that looks really realistic using alcohol ink and an airbrush. So for that class, you definitely do need an airbrush. You don't need an expensive airbrush. You just need an airbrush that goes up to 25 PSI. However, if you have something that's stronger, that's fine. It's just that you won't need a higher setting than that for this class. So you can look around on Amazon. There's inexpensive models, there's expensive models. I happen to use a very inexpensive model that only goes up to 25 PSI. It was around $30 or so on Amazon. So you need the airbrush, you need alcohol inks, you need Q-tips, and you need some type of a substrate to paint on. I prefer the backside of photo paper or Yupo over tiles or anything like that. However, I have used Duralar, I have used mineral paper. I haven't used the ceramic tile paper yet, so I don't know how that works, but if you have Yupo, if you have the backside of Kirkland photo paper or photo paper without a print on the back, that would be fine. Duralar, like I said, or mineral paper will work as well. So in that class, I break down the way to do those flowers in great detail. So you're gonna see close-ups, you're gonna see slowed down speed, you're gonna see how I use the air, how I shape the edges, and all of that in a very detailed manner. And I'm also gonna show you different colors that I use, backgrounds, centers, different shapes of petals. So all of that's included in the course, as well as a Facebook group that I use as my platform to communicate with my students on a weekly, daily basis. So if you're having issues, that platform can be used to answer your questions, and I will help you troubleshoot that way. Troubleshoot to the whole group, but if you have a question, likely somebody else does as well. So the next class that I teach is large cats and alcohol ink. I chose cats because I happen to love them, so tigers and lions and leopards and cheetahs. However, that class can carry over to learning how to paint any type of an animal and even people. So I've done people portraits with this technique as well, and you're going to be seeing some of that either flashing behind me, but you're also going to see it at the end with some examples of things that I've painted. So for that class, you just need some type of a paperish substrate that alcohol ink works on. So again, Yupo, photo paper, the backside of photo paper, Duralar, mineral paper, those all work really, really well. You'll need plenty of Q-tips for that course because I use kind of a pointillism style to paint these paintings, and I teach you how to layer the colors because alcohol ink, if you know anything about it, it's really hard to layer. So I teach you how to do all of that, and then I also have a Facebook group attached to that class as well. A lot of people do post their paintings, and I'm able to kind of screenshot them and mark them up with my iPad and then send them back and say, hey, shade this area, do this, do that. So again, it's a very hands-on experience, even though it's an online class. The next class I teach is not technique-based as far as art goes, but I have so much fun doing acrylic pouring that I decided I wanted to find a way to take it outside of my studio and take it to people. So I do a lot of painting classes on site, on location. I go to corporations, churches, book groups, all of that stuff, and I teach painting classes. But I found that people really wanted to learn how to do acrylic pouring, and I thought it would be impossible to take it outside of my studio. Number one, because of the mess, and number two, because most of the time you need a really flat surface for the painting to dry on. So a lot of people would think that you would need to leave them at the location overnight and that the clients couldn't take them home. However, I've designed a process that you don't need to worry about that. So in that course, I teach you exactly what materials you use, exactly how I do it. You're gonna see a live video on me teaching the course. You're gonna see a video of my setup and a detailed list of what you need to set up. I also include all of the forms that I use. So the cheat sheet that I use, the checklists that I use for pre-setup, what I need to take with me, how I need to break it down at the end, what clients need to take home, their aftercare instructions, flyers that I use to promote myself. All of that is actually included in the course, and you're able to download both a PDF document to see exactly how I created it and also a Word file. I do create these on a Mac, so the reason I include my PDF is so that in case there's, you know, some distortion in the document, if you're uploading it onto like a Windows type computer, you can actually see what the layout is and be able to adjust it accordingly. But I did all of the work for you on that and made it editable. So you can download those Word documents, put your own logo in there, change the wording if you need to, add different supplies or more supplies if you need to do that. So all of that information is there. I also teach Art for Healing classes. So I went through a full semester program to get certified as an Art for Healing facilitator. And basically what those classes involve is a way to express your feelings using art. So that class is not necessarily a technique class. It's more of a way to learn how to express your feelings with abstract color. So we encourage abstract paintings. I take you through a step-by-step kind of a question answer type process where I ask you a question and you answer it in color. Now, because you're doing this online, you don't necessarily have the ability to share with me live, but I make myself available to share your process. If you want to show me your paintings and get my feedback on them or kind of help you work through some emotions, I'm totally available to do that. However, I am not an art therapist and I'm not analyzing your paintings in that way. I'm just kind of helping you facilitate putting your stuff down on paper with color. So think of it like creating a diary with painting of your feelings. And those are really fun to look at later down the line. If you're having a stressful situation, you can go back and look at them later. And it's kind of fascinating to see, you know, what you were going through and how much you've improved. So I do this on a regular basis. If I'm having a block with my painting, with my art, I'll sit down and do an Art for Healing session and just try to get stuff out there and paint in an abstract way, get out of my own way, not try to do something so perfect. I find that course really, really beneficial for those reasons. And the last course that I offer is Back to Basics. It's a little bit different than art. However, it just kind of piggybacks with the fact that I used to be a personal trainer and I had some issues come up in my life and I put on some weight and my lower back just became a mess. I think it's because I got so into my art and I did a lot of sitting rather than walking around and moving a lot during my day as a personal trainer. It's a sedentary life. It's a different life being an artist. And so I asked my friend Amy Katie, who is a world-renowned Pilates instructor. She's actually taught the Cirque du Soleil acrobats Pilates when they come into town. So for that period of time they're in town, she's going and working with them. I just really, really trust her and she's an amazing instructor. So we filmed 8 different workouts that I did with her and made them available to you for a really inexpensive price. So because I used to be a personal trainer and I happened to get out of shape myself and I need to get back into shape in the right way, I feel that everybody needs to know some basic exercises that they can do to keep their back and core healthy. So Back to Basics offers you 8 different classes. They're between 10 and 20 minutes long. You could do them at home. You don't need any equipment, but it's just a way to keep your back nice and healthy and strong. So With that said, I am thankful for you for looking at my class, and there's just going to be a little slideshow here at the end of some of the works that I've created and what I've done with these online e-courses. And you can reach out and ask me questions anytime. My website is www.livingfreeatheart.com. You can take a look around there, contact me through my website, contact me through this platform that you're on, ask any questions you have. But I look forward to having you as a student if you decide to go that route, and I will see your work very soon, hopefully. Thank you so much. Bye.